The transfer window is shut. You should know this. You watched the live deadline day show from here, from the
I lived it, Paul.
You lived and breathed it, baby.
I won it.
Peds won it for the North.
I sung it.
You sung it. Yeah. If you haven't seen it, go back and check it out. You can click through at any point of the pretty much 9-hour stream and you'll find something entertaining. It was a beast. Thanks to everyone who watched it, of course. But we're here now, post all of that, and I'm going to ask the question: who has the best squad in the Premier League? Now, I'm going to throw it out there because I don't think anyone will go with it, and I know that because I kind of loosely canvassed before we started filming. They've had loads of stick, but I think Arsenal have got the best squad in the Premier League. Just saying.
There's a little bit of silence going on here.
Is this some kind of payback for all the shit we've been giving Arsenal the last few weeks? Are you trying to win them back? Are you trying to win Robbie back? Is that what it is?
Yeah, Robbie.
Is that what it is?
Robbie, come back and give us one more try. I know Arsenal, look, everyone criticised them for not going out and addressing key areas in the squad.
Who's their second goalie?
Aspina.
Could be worse.
There are a lot where
I'm just going to throw them random, like...
Go on, go for it.
Who's their second outside half?
Who's the scrum half?
There's question marks over Perez, though, isn't there? Because he's not done it in the Premier League. So Giroud
played in the Premier League.
Exactly. Giroud takes an injury, and is he as good as Arsenal fans expect?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Of course, there's question marks because he hasn't played yet. But in terms of the depth of what they've got, they needed to buy a centre half, a defensive midfielder, and a centre forward, and they went and addressed all those issues. And past that, you've now got Giroud, who's top quality, even though he's not maybe top whatever. You've got Giroud, Arsenal, Alexis Sanchez, Granit Xhaka, Santi Cazorla, and then maybe you've got Koscielny, Cech, Bellerin, and what's-his-face, Monreal at left-back. Most of them, if not walk into any other decent side, they're as good as anything in the...
I don't know. When I looked at all the squads, and I wasn't... Arsenal didn't even come into the top 4, probably, for me, to be honest with you. Having looked at them all, for me, the two clear winners are Man City and Chelsea. When you look at the players who are backing them up, they've won Premier Leagues, and stuff like that. Arsenal haven't got loads of winners throughout their squad.
What I would
like
say
Man
about
City
that Arsenal
Chelsea.
squad is I don't see much versatility in there. They're all very much the same kind of players. Yeah. I think that's something you need to have. But
that's Arsenal, isn't it?
But that sort of thing you need to have to especially win the Premier League is you need to have different types of player. Okay, people will say Perez is a fast striker and Giroud's a target man, but I think you need to mix it up a little bit. I don't see that with Arsenal, which means that when you come to play them, if the first one's not in the team, the second one who replaces him is the same kind of player. Yeah, but that's Arsenal. That's how Arsenal play football, isn't it? They've got a way of playing football. They're not the kind of team who's going to throw on a. They're never going to have an Andy Carroll in the locker where they've got a way of maybe, but that's a fundamental difference the way they play. If you're looking at a team that has a brand of football and the way they play, do they have the ability to continue to play that when they have a few injuries? For the first time in a while, I think Arsenal actually just about do.
I couldn't tell you about the Perez Giroud stuff. I don't know what type of a striker he is.
Well, Perez, they called him like the Spanish Jamie Vardy, didn't he?
So let's say Giroud's injured. They're used to playing with Giroud up top. All of a sudden, they actually have a different option. Yeah. Well,
someone like Ozil, he thrives on having strikers with fast players who can run in behind, and Giroud's not really like that type of player. But no one's mentioned Man United. I think you're doing us a disservice here. That's because we've only mentioned Arsenal so far. Well, everyone's canvassing.
That was a matter of time, not content.
Well, I'm throwing it in now.
Funny that.
That's what you put me here for, right? No, but come on. I think United we had a good squad last year. We had a crap manager. We've gone out and bought 3 genuinely world-class players and 1 potentially world-class player in the future. I think we've got strength and depth everywhere.
Who's your right back?
Who's our right back? You could go there. Matteo Darmian last year, he started off very good, and then he's been shit since.
Who's your second choice right back?
And then Antonio Valencia is actually nominated for Premier League Player of the Month at the moment. Just throw that one out there. That
award really means nothing.
No, he's not really a right back. You stop concentrating on right back here. There's 10 other positions we can talk about. Yeah, sure. That's our weakness. Our weakness is right back. But I think in terms of a squad, which is what the question is, United's got a cracking squad.
Right back not in the squad.
Not in yours.
The best right back.
To be fair, anyone can play right back. It's not a hard position. If you've got a right foot, you can play right back.
It's that.
Tom Clever.
Well, hang on a minute. Liverpool are getting stick for putting Milner at left back, and surely if anyone can play full back, That's fine. James Milner's a box
left
left
back's
back.
a slightly different position than right back. Slightly different. A little bit more technique to playing at left back.
That's why Jamie Carragher was so good
Yeah.
there for those years. I think Man United make a strong case. You've got and bought a number of players. You've got some good players in there. When you've still got Martial, who's going to be a season more developed in the season for Rashford and what have you. There's definite quality there. You've got an abundance of midfielders for the first time
Lots
in
of
like a decade.
We had an abundance of midfielders last year and it still didn't solve the problem. But I think someone like Pogba really does solve pretty much most problems when you're looking at midfield and the footballers. But I think United, as I said,
I agree. Mkhitaryan in there as well.
Yeah.
We haven't mentioned him.
Having, as you just mentioned, Martial, Rashford, you've got the option as Zlatan, completely different from those two. That's why I like Man United squad, because it feels like there are lots of different variations, and with that manager, you can get something out of it.
I'm not sure. Again, it comes down to whether Mourinho changes or whatever. The points I've made in the past, and then Rashford cropped up and scored. But how many? And we kind of discussed this on deadline day about the Mkhitaryan thing. Is that I don't know that they might have depth. I don't know that all the depth you have necessarily fits in correctly in a FIFA Ultimate Team style thing. Would there be those green lines? I don't really play. I don't really know the thing, but I don't know that Mkhitaryan. Is he going to play in his best position? Where does Zlatan fit in long term? Martial's going to be playing out of position. He's not going to play in his possession. You get what I'm driving at here. They're not all. There are a lot of not necessarily square pegs and round holes, but pentagonal.
Well, Mourinho said that he went out and bought specialist players in specialist positions. So in his mind, he knows exactly where these players are playing. It's just that right now, none of us actually.
And that's why it's a good squad,
know.
though. Because right now, you don't know where half of these players are going to play. And that's why when it comes to November and January, when you've got all these games and you've got injuries and suspensions, that's where those players come into their own. Plus, you've got Europa League as well, which is going to stretch us as well. Yeah, which is good. I'm sure once we come back and the European games start kicking off, you might have a team on us. I think I mentioned this couple of weeks. You might have a team on the Thursday. It's a completely different team to the Sunday, and that is really going to push us on for the league.
The way I look at who has the best squad in the Prem is that if your main player gets injured, how can you cope with it? And I look at Man City and I see Sergio Aguero, 6 goals in 3 games. City without Aguero, we'll see on Saturday because obviously he's gone and got himself Fellaini'd. But how is City going to be in attack without Aguero? And that's how I would judge the squad. Let's be honest, they had a cracking window. They brought in a lot of good players and they have got a good squad, but.
That's a good question.
City have always struggled without Aguero, haven't they? That's the thing.
Exactly. That's like Messi, though, isn't it? How do you replace Messi?
But it's the thing is the difference is with Aguero, he's always going down injured. You know what I mean? Every season he has like 2 or 3 injuries, so they really should have a backup in place for that. Yeah. I don't know whether Nolito or Iheanacho are in that category where they can cover for him. I think there's a lot of reliance on the midfielders at that point, isn't there, with Man City squad?
By all accounts, it's Iheanacho, isn't it? I think they think he's ready to make the step up. Scored goals when he toward the back end of the season when he was being used. So fair play, but you're right. Like anything, you wouldn't go nailed on Iheanacho. Everything's going to be honky-dory at Man City if he starts.
The strikers, for me, I think if Costa goes down, Batshuayi looks like he's a perfect fit to come in for Costa. Yeah. He's already getting minutes on the pitch at the back end of the game so far this Premier League season. 3 games in, he's already getting minutes on his belt. That feels like a good thing for me. Chelsea's squad, if you were to look at it, and it's all 25 players, they're really good players. Like the backup centre-backs could be Zuma and Cahill, or it could be Zuma and Terry. You've got good left-back cover, good right-back cover. You've got Mikel and as a defensive midfielder covering, or it could even be Matic covering Kante. You've got Luis probably going to be I don't know whether he's going to be a defensive mid or a centre-back.
But what they've got as well, Chelsea, they've got now the option to go to 3 centre-backs, which is what the manager loves and has built his defensive shape on for its time in the national team. And Juventus, they've got the option now. And I think that's what makes their squad different and really good is the flexibility. And he will move them. You know, Mourinho there, having all those players, is he flexible enough to move from a 4-4-2 to a 4-3-3? Conte he will do that.
Yeah. The 3 at the back thing would be interesting though, because if Chelsea end up with, let's say, Gary Cahill, John Terry and David Luiz as your 3 centre-halves, I didn't even say any words. I just threw it out there, see what the reaction was, and that was the reaction I was pretty much looking for. And that, like, what past that?
I think that's an interesting back
Is
three.
Matt Miazga, is he good enough to come in?
Matt Miaz is going to disappear.
I mean, look, Kurt Zuma, they were looking to ship him out by all accounts as well. In fact, is he still there?
He's come back from injury. They're talking about him being first choice, where he's fully back and fit and ready to go.
So yeah, is that
He's
again,
quality, to be fair.
Yeah,
He is quality.
Yeah, he turned it round after the poor start, like.
But yeah, no, yeah, I agree.
Got Pedro backing up for like Hazard and stuff like that. They've got a. I think if you looked at the 25-man squad, for me, it's between City and Chelsea. If you were to take it to maybe a 17, 18 man who's going to play in the first team, then I'd be looking at Man United and going, actually, they've got a really strong 17, 18. It's those other players from 18 to 25.
I think Liverpool have got a good squad.
They've got a boss squad.
What a shock.
But we have. Because for me, and I kind
Who's
of...
your second choice left back?
Alberto Moreno.
Europa League winning and losing Alberto Moreno.
But he's
Randall.
actually your first choice left back as well. He's not.
So, listen,
He's the only left back.
Listen, again, to echo Sam's sentiment, just look, there's one position, it's a weakness. But
We can go to 3 at the back. Pedro, fine.
But
We can play Sacco, who's not allowed to play because he's been on the Saccos.
Yeah.
So
cleared, 100% cleared.
Somehow.
But no, I think looking at Liverpool squad, I think it's still much like the Nolito argument, the Iheanacho argument, and a number of these players, the Lucas Perez, is there's still some players who need to prove themselves this season. But Liverpool we've got an abundance of centre halves to the point where we're joking, but Sacco would have been our first choice centre half last season, and he's now 4th, 5th, maybe 5th choice centre back at the club right now.
would he be 5th choice centre back if he wasn't disciplinarian?
Maybe not though. But the fact is, the manager likes Lovren, and he's turned his career around since he's been in charge, and he went and targeted Matip, who was one of the best centre-halves in the Bundesliga off the back of that. So he was going to be 3rd choice, which means we've improved in that area. We've got Mignolet's, for all the jokes about him, he's fine. If he's our backup goalkeeper, that's sound. We got the 2nd best goalkeeper from the Bundesliga last season, again by all accounts. Yeah, the left back and possibly the full-backs are really where we're lacking depth. But again, like what you were saying, Tom, about when your best player gets injured, what have you got to back it up? Look, I don't know who our best centre-forward is right now, but we've still got Daniel Sturridge, Divock Origi, Roberto Firmino and Danny Ings as centre-forward options. And there's not many clubs you could say, if you're playing one up top, they've got 4 guys and you could drop any one of them in there and it's a pretty good chance they'll score on the day.
But one thing I was talking to you about it on deadline day is you're saying how Sadio Mane is so central to your season, and if he goes out of your team, how would it look? And that's how I judge the quality of the squad. As I said, we've taken Aguero out. How will you cope if Mane, God forbid...
We're just unfortunate at the minute because Shea Ojo's injured as well, so we can't really tell you exactly how we're going to deal with it. Yeah. Because if Shea Ojo's in, no I'm kidding. Look, Mane would be a big miss for us because he changes the way that we play football. He really does. And he, for me, after only 3 games in a Liverpool shirt, competitive action, he is the key man. And I don't know how we deal with that. I think we'd struggle a little bit. Like
Burnley proved it.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't. We're
gonna have to find out because you've got the African Cup of Nations.
It does though.
It doesn't.
It does because you had all that possession in that game, and what you needed is just someone to just be lightning. Just that's what you have that player for, isn't it? For
I
but
what I'm saying, it doesn't prove it.
No,
it offers evidence towards it. You can't plot a fucking line of
Only known
a
as
graph
proof,
with 1 point of data, can you? You know what I mean?
Get a good lawyer who'd argue it, but it sort of does prove it. It does prove it, really. I mean, if it's proved that game, you got beat.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. Listen, in the court where shouting louder
Chris is convinced he's been quiet because he's not allowed to argue with you. It's in his contract.
I'm absolutely fine for arguing with him. Fucking watch our shows, mate.
No,
that's different though. That's different.
No, I think you're right. I think there is definitely enough evidence so far from what we've seen that Mane is an important way of doing
say
things.
Evidence, I say proof.
But the point, you need a bank of evidence for it to be proof. Yeah. Listen, the burden of proof is
Paul, last season when we didn't have Mane, mate, they got all that time.
Well, we were the second top goal scorers in the second half of the Premier League.
Magic, but the second half of the season doesn't count.
But the manager...
You count the whole season.
Yeah, but that was with the manager coming into that period. Shut up, you bad. Who did you fucking tell? How's Eda Valencia doing in your
I tell you what, we have got, I wouldn't say a grade 25, But if you look at our bench, it's very, very strong. I wouldn't say we've got a great squad, but we have finally got a very good bench. So you know there are players.
Who's your third choice centre half?
Finished who marked Suarez out the game the other night genuinely. And I'm not a massive fan of Funes Mori. People, you watch our chat, but he did actually mark Suarez out the game.
Okay.
He's a starter for Argentina every
Who's your
game.
backup goalkeeper?
Joe Robles, who's fine. Like your backup, he's fine. No, he finished the last season quite well. He's fine. He's not great, but show me many teams who've got a great backup goalkeeper. There's not many teams.
Tottenham.
But yeah, not many teams actually carry a really good backup goalkeeper anymore.
You do look, but you know what's made your squad better in a really like
good
roundabout
players
way?
and a better manager.
Kevin Morales has made your squad so much better because but
No, I fully agree.
because
It's just dead
he's
funny.
such a good player,
Yeah.
and literally, you know, when you look at what Everton had, which was by all accounts a great 11 or 12 at times on the
Best squads in the 80s, according to one certain gentleman.
Go for it. Brown shoes was that?
Yeah.
But yeah, you know, having someone of that quality, like a new signing,
Yeah.
almost come back in. Yeah.
What I
absolutely.
really like about Morales is that, you know, when he was repicked to go back to the international team, his new international manager said, I've had to pick him because it feels like he's had a new lease of life under his new.
Someone's fixed all the shit.
Which is mad,
I did
isn't
to
it?
him.
Which is
Yeah,
absolutely mad. No, people like Morales completely bounce back, and then there's just the additions of the likes of Guy and obviously Balassi and Williams have just suddenly made the team a lot better.
Any more outside shouts?
Look, it's Tottenham. I think
Of course, yeah.
Tottenham have got to be up there. The question mark again is around Janssen backing up Kane, isn't it? And how effective that is.
Once he gets a goal or two, it'll be telling to see whether he
Yeah,
kicks
but
on,
I
whether he's
think
another
I said it.
Can't do it
said
at that
before
level.
deadline day. I think Tottenham have probably got one of the best 11s in the league, and I was worried about their squad outside of that 11. I still think that's probably right. I think they've got a better 11 but the Manchester clubs have got much better squads.
At the end of the day, what we've just done there is we've just picked 6 teams. Maybe not including Everton, but who will be challenging for the top 4, and that's the top and bottom of it, isn't it? You know, everyone else, that's why you don't finish.
No shout for Sunderland, nipping in for a little bit
Well,
of Victor
I think what they've
Anichebe
got
there.
is they've got Everton's best squad from 2007. That's basically what they've got.
I can't believe you didn't pick Leon Osman up. Missed
If anyone had
opportunity.
watched them last season, you'd understand why. You can't actually run anymore.
never did
Anichebe's not. Do you know what? Anichebe is not. That's not the worst sign in the world. It's free. And if you want someone to just run into the channels for you all day, he'll do it for you. So if you can imagine someone like Sunderland just trying to get out, it's a free, a year signing. Or,
Yeah, I think the worst signing in the world this summer was Balotelli for Nice, to be fair.
Yep.
That's somebody who won't run the channels for you for free.
Nope.
he might actually swim the channel though, knowing him.
He's a bit boring now, though. Doesn't do anything.
I know, that's it. He's lost his magic. It's gone. The mystique.
It's just terrible. Yeah, okay, let us know then who you think. If there's someone we've not mentioned, by all means, do it.
Oh.
And if we haven't mentioned them, which of the teams presented do you think does have the strongest squad in the Premier League this season? Let us know in the comments below.